What's up, everyone? Welcome to Test Your Might, the weekly video game debate show. Join Joe, Cicero, Justin, and myself, Mike, along with some special guests as we debate all things video games. If you would like to support us, please share, subscribe, and leave a review. Now, enjoy the show. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Test Your Might, our weekly video game debate show. The only video game debate show, I'm calling it. My name is Mike, and I'm with my co-host Justin here today. Justin, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited to get this out. I love Test Your Might so much, and I look forward to it every week.
Yeah, so listeners, very sorry, but we are holding back the debates for one more episode. We just had Cicero went down with a really bad migraine today, so we just, with the short notice that we had from that, just the ability to get somebody else to debate with us was a little bit hard pressed. So we're just going to do another news episode. It's going to be a lengthier news episode, so we are going to cover everything that we were going to cover today instead of like a shortened, condensed version like it was last week. So without further ado, let's get into some housekeeping. Please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or leave us a rating on any other podcast service that you have. That honestly, that really helps us. And if you leave a review, we'll make sure to listen to it and then read it. You know. That's a joke. Sorry, guys. That's
got the dot matrix printer back in it.
Anyway, we'll make sure to read it and read it also on the podcast. Let us know how we're doing. We love to hear from you. Speaking of that, if you want to follow us at all the social medias, we are at the 90s First on every single platform. And if you want to hit us up on our business email, our Gmail account, it's the 90s First Podcast at gmail.com. Finally, if you're watching here on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and the like button if you feel so inclined. But truly, we want to get that subscriber count up to 100 so that we could be having that custom link. So please do that. Finally, if you would like to support us on Patreon, go ahead and check that out. We have a link down below. It's just general support as of right now. Also, Home Alone episode. We did have a Home Alone episode release this past week. So take a look. We reviewed the original Home Alone and the newest Home Alone that came out on Disney Plus. So that's a little 90s First show plug. And then the Mighties. The Mighties are coming up, our yearly annual, this will be our second annual award show. So we got a 5-person crew that night. We got all the people coming back, including Sean Rugg from last year to do that. So we're really excited about that. All right. Now, Justin, we're done. I'm done with housekeeping. Let's get into the show and what we were going to talk about. So we're going to continue our question of the week series. And what is your favorite game by a specific developer / publisher? And we're going Rockstar for this week's. So what do you got, Justin?
So for me, Rockstar has been a part of my life for a long time. And it's really hard for me to pick a single game, but I think I'm going to go with this one because it was unique enough and visually appealing enough to my genre of liking, which what's the detective genre? And I'm going with a 2011 game that came out called L.A. Noire.
There you go.
Now, you played as a police officer in L.A. in the 1940s, and it was really about finding clues. You're basically working a beat, and you got to find the clues to solve the problem, and you've got to interrogate people and notice all of their facial expressions. When the game first came out, it wasn't the best visual game. They did enhance it in 2017, which made it even better with the mocap, and you could see the lies come out of their face. If you ever watch the show Lie to Me, you can see the different aspects that people are just like, oh, if they look off to the top left, they know that, they're coming up with something. And it's
Lie
insane.
to Me was so good. I love that show.
Yeah, I love that show as well. And then the game came out, and you're basically playing the show as a cop. And you go through the different sections of a police, the police beat would be, you go from traffic to homicide to, you go through the different aspects of it and different types of missions throughout. And it's visually gratifying when you're playing it with the enhanced version and the original. I enjoyed both. And for me, finding those clues and those little hints and then interrogating people. And if you don't have those clues, you can't interrogate properly because you didn't find the good stuff. I loved it. So LA Noire, 2011. It's on pretty much every platform. I think they brought it to Switch as well recently. It's everywhere. So try it out. It's great.
It was
off the hilt.
Wasn't the original game 3 discs?
It was, yeah. The Xbox version was 3 discs long. Yeah,
that's insane.
You are correct. Yeah,
that's absolutely insane. So just in my Rockstar is a little hard for me because the most recent Rockstar game that I've actually completed was GTA 5, and I truly believe that it is one of the best video games ever created. Like, I really do. But the whole Max Payne series just has a soft spot in my heart, and I don't know if I could pick either one or two. I think I gotta go with just Max Payne as a whole. Like, the original 2 Max Paynes, they're Remedy developed but Rockstar published, and then the third one is Rockstar developed, Rockstar published as well. So just the Max Payne is one of my favorite series of all time. You and I game share, we recently just got them because they came backwards compatible on the Xbox Series console. So really excited to dive back into those. Max Payne. I mean, come on, like Bullet Time. Bullet Time was it, baby. Like, Bullet Time was the greatest.
Oh yeah. You could be more precise with each, like the diving double barrel slow motion shots that you could take in those games. Really, it made it unique enough that it was perfect.
For sure. Yeah. All right. Last question of the week, Justin. What have you been playing? I saw you playing something before we hopped in this Discord call. Let us know.
Well, before I hopped in the Discord, I was playing some guitar with Rocksmith.
There you go.
Enjoying playing guitar again. My PC's here, and I'm able to play all the custom music that I want. I'm just playing through. Other than that, Halo. It's just a small game that came out. Halo has been taking up a lot of my time, working through challenges for the week, enjoying it, playing with buddies. Whatever I do, somebody is online playing Halo on my friends list, and I will jump in and just rock a few games. Whatever. Team play, even if it's just quick play. I've done some ranked a little bit, but they just reworked the weekly challenges. They're listening to their fans, and they're doing what fans love. And I shared a link recently about them adding SWAT, and I know Mike and myself played SWAT a lot back in the day, and we were
is the best.
Walk around the map and just take everybody out in
I
one
can't
fluid
wait for
motion.
it to be added. I just cannot wait.
Other than that, this Tuesday starting a new D&D session, which Jelly would be very happy to hear about. It's a cross between Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, and I will be the DM, so it will be interesting and fun and really cool cross kind of story that I'm going to come up with.
That's kind of insane. Well, good luck with that. So
Gollum meeting Dobby.
let's take a moment and talk about Halo, because I have been playing that a lot as well. Now, the reason why I want to talk about it is because the minimal amount of people who do listen to this show, if you play Halo and you are complaining about just stop it. I'm sorry, I'm going to be blunt about it. It is absolutely ridiculous that you're complaining about a game that's not even fully released yet, that came out early, and it is as polished as possible for a game that came out early. You guys, 343 is listening to the community. They're making changes where they need to make changes. They understand the battle pass progression. This is also their first battle pass, so cut them some slack. They're game developers.
Not only that, but it's free to play if you have a subscription to Game Pass, which means you're not spending $60 on it. If you're not enjoying it, just play one of the other 300 games.
It's free to play. It is a free to play game. The fact that it got so toxic over the weekend, I don't know if you saw this, Justin, but the subreddit for Halo got shut down this weekend because of how toxic it's been getting. Seriously, these are people's lives. Leave them alone. They're game developers, and they made one of the best multiplayer experiences that I have had in a long time.
Agreed.
So Stop it. Anyway, that's off my soapbox. I'm having a blast with Halo, Justin. Like, I'm just getting back to my form. I'm, most games I'm 500 or above. Like, I don't truly teeter below that 500 KD ratio. But man, dude, it just feels so good. It just feels
I have a
so
question.
good.
Have you, at any time playing Halo Infinite so far, done any tactical crouching?
No.
No.
I do tactical sliding. No, so I haven't. I just don't partake in that. But but yeah, Halo Infinite, it's phenomenal. I did jump back into Psychonauts the other day, and so trying to finish that off. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close to beating it. So
To the original one, yeah.
yeah, the original. And then after that, I'm gonna try to beat Psychonauts before Halo Infinite, because I definitely want to jump in on that as soon as possible. So
Okay.
yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. So
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the news for the week. Sony, there is a report from Bloomberg, so it's very reputable, that Sony is going to be revealing a subscription-based service to rival Game Pass in the spring. Now, I don't know if you looked into this a little bit, Justin, but it is going to be a 3-tiered subscription model. So there might be a higher priced model, and then a middle price, and then a lower price, which is not terribly different than Game Pass. Like, Game Pass is Game Pass Ultimate, and then you could also just get Game Pass separately. So kind of similar, kind of different as well with that third tier. But the rumor is that PS2 or PS1 to PS3 games and PSP games would be available to be
on
played.
that top tier.
Yeah, on that top tier to be played on the service. So, Justin, let me know your thoughts on this. The rumor also is that it's still going to be the streaming service and not like the ability to download, like Game Pass gives you that. So just give me your thoughts.
In my opinion, it's a move in the right direction for Sony to get on the ball, on the same page as Microsoft has been. Microsoft was, the last number is 18 million subscribers. I think that with the old school back generation games, with the service, that's going to bring in a lot of fans, because that's going to increase the library on PS5s, because the PS5 library is a little slim right now. No pun intended. And I feel like, with the service, if they're including PlayStation Now, which is the current service they have, and then adding it into a subscription front where you get new games or extended demos. I read some of like the stuff that was on there, and the game streaming. You're not owning games with Game Pass either. So it's really, they take them in and remove them as well, throughout the months, but they let you know what's going to happen. And if they're bringing PlayStation 5 day one games, that's going to be huge. That's something that Sony would definitely benefit from fans. They would
benefit, but I don't think there's any way that they're doing it.
It's up in the air. Sony doesn't need to, as Cicero would say. And I see the classic backwards compatible games really bringing in a small audience, at least, because it's going to increase the library of the current gen systems.
Yeah. So, I mean, I personally think that day one titles for them is going to be, if they do it, I think it's going to be smaller indie titles, maybe like AA games or something like that. If you want to put it into the, AA, AAA spectrum there. I don't think it's going to be something like Microsoft where they put Halo Infinite day one into, I don't think Horizon Forbidden West is going day one into the service, that type of thing. So I think it's a little hard. I wonder honestly how it's going to do, and I wonder how they're going to be able to bring forward that entire library of the PS1 to PS3 because of licensing and trademarks and stuff like that. So I don't know if there's anything to that, but I think what turns me off to this the most is that even though it sounds pretty good on paper, if it is
Mm.
mainly based on streaming, um,
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to pull the numbers that Game Pass does. So,
What
but like
worries
you
me
said, it's a
is,
start.
yeah, it's definitely a door opening in the right direction. But I feel like the worry for me is that it's so easy for Xbox to just allow you to put in a 360 game in your Xbox Series X and it run as if you were playing it on Xbox 360. But the backwards compatible aspect of Sony is we're going to make you pay for these games that are in the back catalog through a subscription service instead of just allowing you to put the game that you already have in your shelf in the system. And that's kind of worrisome that if that's their thought process and they can't get games on the disc form to work and now they want you to pay for them, that's kind of a little scummy.
Yeah, I don't know. Like to their credit, like even some retro games are kind of expensive now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the subscription model would be probably cheaper in the long run for some people at least. So that's a little bit of in their defense. I don't know. Like
Well, you
I
can't put a
think
UMD in the system, but I understand like the
UMD,
PS3 at least, like a PS3
yeah,
disc should be able to work in a PS5. If you bought the game, they should honor the gameplay regardless. You shouldn't,
it
you know.
should. But that depends on how. I mean, Microsoft is obviously the catalyst for that. They've built in an emulating
Yeah.
system into their software, and it's not even a hardware thing. So PlayStation could technically do it. They're just not going to. They'll
Yeah.
probably just stick those older games to a streaming service, and to be fair, they'll probably run okay on a streaming service. If they have
Mm-hmm.
the proper
Yeah.
infrastructure. But and I'm not too worried. I just think Game Pass has so much credibility right now, and
Yeah.
with their day one titles, I think that it will still be far and above better than this service. But at least it's something that Sony
Yeah.
is trying to work for. So.
It's a step in
Um,
the right direction, which is good.
and ultimately, like I used to get upset at you know like Sony getting better and stuff like that, but like I don't anymore.
No.
Just don't want to participate in that type of stuff. And if Sony comes out with a service and they do get day one titles, then great, good for you. You get to play those awesome games on day one.
Now the next step is not only if it's going to be a streaming service, but will Sony, if this is profitable, just include a streaming app on other devices? And you would be able to
Yeah.
play Sony games with streaming. And then
Mhm.
you wouldn't have to worry about getting a PS5 like what Xbox and xCloud is trying to do.
Man, what a
Can you
future
imagine?
what a
Just
future that could be.
like I'm perfectly fine with having one device with multiple game consoles on it, and you're able to play what you want
Yeah,
to play on that console through the app.
100%. I'm with you on that. All right, well we'll see where that develops come springtime. They'll probably have a state of play or something like that to
Yeah.
announce it. Um, I wanted to touch on this because I think it's just a little ridiculous. Like Take Two, what are you doing? Like it's just so dumb. But
Hmm.
Take Two Interactive has hit Hazelight, the developers of It Takes Two, with a trademark claim on the name. So Hazelight is potentially going to have to change the name of It Takes Two, or
Yeah.
at least pay for the rights to use it. How dumb is this, Justin? Like, does Take Two not have anything better to do?
My first thought was that one of the game awards. This was the first thought I came up with. I was like, one of the game awards is developed by Take Two, and they know that It Takes Two, the game, is doing very well on the ratings, and I think that they were like, oh, we got to take them down. But there's no Takes Two or Take Two Interactive on there, and I feel like they're really stretching at a game that did so well this last season. And I think it's just like it's sad. It's sad. It Takes Two is such a phenomenal experience and it's such a good game. And they weren't trying to steal a name by making that.
Yeah,
They were describing the gameplay of the game in the best way possible, and it takes two to solve these problems.
The gameplay, but the story too. Like,
yeah, it literally takes two to beat this game physically and in these situations.
Dude, like, I read this and I was just like, oh my goodness, like, why is this a thing? Like, you are not only crapping on a really awesome game, like just a phenomenal hit, with a great story. Some of the best gameplay, tightest platforming in recent years, like amazing. And like you're just, I feel like they're just twiddling their thumbs. Like GTA 6 ain't coming out anytime soon, so they're just like, let's hit a trademark claim on a small indie developed video game. You know, feels nice. So Take-Two. I hope you feel good about this one, because this is the dumbest thing I ever read. One of the dumbest things I've read recently. It's just like, you gotta be kidding me.
It comes from, I love It Takes Two so much, and it hurts me to watch someone try to fight it or to hurt something you love. So when I heard it, I laughed, and then I was, what is going on?
It's just ridiculous. All right, listeners. So we're going to get into the news topics that we were utilizing for our debates. So let's just talk about those here. Justin, I don't know if you saw this, but a Santa skin is reportedly coming to Battlefield 2042. And so listeners, write us in, let us know what you think about this question. The debate was going to be what fairy tale or mythical character would be the best FPS character. So would be the best at being a one-man army soldier, kind of like the Master Chief or something like that. But yeah, do you think it's fun that like Battlefield is? I mean, rumor also is saying that it's not going to be releasing until even next year. So this was just kind of a leak. But do you think it's kind of funny that like they're bringing in these kind of like fictional characters into Battlefield 2042?
It's a mature rated game. Kids will be playing it, but Santa Claus with a gun is crazy by itself, let alone like watching him get hurt by other people or hurting other people as Santa Claus. It's just putting him in I would almost say like a South Park-esque kind of feeling of seeing some character that you grew up with or believe in as a child do something completely out of their own realm. Like I even see him with the Coca-Cola and I'm like, wait, what? Like, so I don't know. It's funny, but I'm okay with it. It's a game and it's a character skin.
Yeah. I mean, I believe Call of Duty already has like that bunny suit or whatever. So like, I mean, kind of like a play on the Easter bunny. So yeah, this is
like Fortnite. I've been doing it for years with different characters.
Yeah, Fortnite has almost everybody in it now. I mean, Fortnite is truly the metaverse. So, just a funny little news story. That would have been a fun debate, but we digress. So just a little bit of a different news story. Let's talk about this a little bit more in depth because you and I are both superhero fans, and a new Marvel MMO is actually in the works. So I guess the question is, what is something that is actually going to draw you into a Marvel MMO?
So I'll just pitch my idea that I was going to defend because I feel like it's a great incorporation of my view of what an MMO with Marvel aspects would be. I was going to call it Marvel Into the Metaverse. And it was going to be an MMO where players fight alongside heroes, not as the heroes. They would create their own character and then fight alongside them with unique skill trees and character stats that you would have branching skills from. So you would be able to either play as your character by building him, one of your favorite heroes, or create your own mix. So you could swing in as Spider-Man but drop down as Hulk and smash. So you'd have multiple different, like, I would love to play this. I know Mike is freaking out right now. But Like, if you were able to play alongside your heroes of choice, say Deadpool or Dragon, well, anyone, but also play as your own character that has unique abilities that you created to make one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would do great. You'd fight villains from Doc Ock to Thanos as a group, as a giant group, and work together. I think that DC Universe does a great job right now with incorporating TV shows. So I think there would be an aspect of that as well. You would play alongside stories of TV shows that are on Netflix or whatever, as well as the big screen. And I was going to incorporate the thing that one of our past guests, shout out, said about the Matrix Online. And he said that, there's a character in the new Matrix movie that's not in there because characters of the Matrix Online killed that character off. They made choices that took that character out of the movie. So I would incorporate that as well, where your characters as a group would be able to change the outcome of TV shows in the future, which would really make it feel like you are part of something bigger in an MMO. And that's what MMOs are about, is being a group and making you feel bigger than just one character.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cicero, you would have lost.
So, I love Marvel. Love their comics and everything. So, like, one of the things that I was thinking about with this that would be kind of fun would actually be if it was set during the Civil War time of Marvel. Okay. And so, like, you kind of create a character, with special powers or whatever, but you're also choosing kind of a faction. Like, are you going to go, like, with the government, and are you going to be a licensed superhero, stuff like that, or are you going to be part of this like rebellion, like and so I thought that would have been like an extremely cool like aspect to an MMO where like there's certain missions that you could do that will kind of further the cause of the rebellion and stuff like that. I thought that'd be really sweet, just to create your own character in that world. But
that sounds like great DLC for Marvel Into the Metaverse.
Yeah, but I mean, to also push back on this though a little bit is that like with Marvel MMOs, for me at least, and this is the problem with like DC Universe and stuff like that, and getting into those games for myself, is that I am not anywhere near creative enough, anywhere near like invested enough in creating a character that I want to go back to playing as every single day. So like what I mean by that is that like Marvel, I love their superheroes. So I want a game where I'm playing as the superheroes, like as the people that they've already established as amazing characters, as amazing superheroes. So that's where I push back on the MMO idea in an already established intellectual property where I just love the property already. So I don't know. That's just me though.
With MMOs in general, I really, with my idea, tried to steer clear of those minuscule missions that you would get, like, oh, go and help this, go and help that, because I want every mission that you take to feel like you're accomplishing something as a hero. So it would be a small slice of the larger mission as a season would be, and you would be feeling as if you're accomplishing a major goal, like a mushroom over the entire thing. And then as regards to playing as the heroes themselves, I know we're both fans of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It works great in an aspect of you have 6 or 7 players, but when you have 18 to 20 Spider-Man swinging in all as Spider-Man, it makes you feel as if you're insignificant, and I don't think that.
No, and I totally agree with that. That's not what I'm saying for this MMO. Like what I'm saying is that like I would just rather have a different game. I wouldn't want an MMO. I would just rather have a single player experience.
I agree completely because I don't like MMOs. But
all right. So next we were going to talk about the Game Awards. Now, Justin, we were going to talk about the, who's taken home the Game of the Year from the Game Awards, because that is this week. I believe it's on the 9th. Maybe. I think it's on the Thursday night. I could be wrong, but um, so there's a couple of games on there that you've on the Game Awards nominations that you've actually played, and one of them is Resident Evil Village. And I mean, do you think that has a chance of taking home the GOTY from the Game Awards?
It is the 9th, by the way. I did confirm.
Okay, cool.
I think that, like 2 of those games, the 2 that I've played on there, I have stated that those were my game of the year when playing them. And both of them were fantastic. And I'm talking about Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 8, and It Takes Two. Yeah. Or It Takes More Than One, whatever they want to call it now. Resident Evil Village, in my opinion, other than Deathloop, is the only one on there that has replayability value. And that's a big part of a game for me because, and for a lot of people, is you buy a game and you want to be able to play it for longer than just one playthrough. You want to be able to go back in and enjoy it a second time. And
I think Metroid Dread has that. There are so many people playing that multiple times trying to speedrun it and stuff. So,
well, same with Resident Evil.
Yeah,
but I just think that the unique ability of Resident Evil would have been a good fight, and I feel like, in my opinion, it would have went to either It Takes Two or Psychonauts, just because of Psychonauts reinventing something that we grew up with and doing phenomenal with it, and It Takes Two being a completely new experience that rocked the world. And if you got through that story, you enjoyed every moment of it. And I feel like those 2 would have really been duking it out. Deathloop was fantastic, but not quite that level. And Ratchet and Clank was great. I haven't seen people going back and playing it a second time. And Metroid Dread, I've watched gameplay, and it doesn't really intrigue me. It doesn't. I've never been a big Metroid fan. Metroidia, Castlevania, not my type of game. Yeah, that's a word.
Metroidvania.
It's canon now. Metroidia, and I feel like, I played a lot of Outlast, and watching gameplay of Metroid Dread reminded me of Outlast because you're constantly being chased by this thing that you cannot kill until you get a power up. And if you get touched by them, you have like a split millisecond to counter or you're dead. And it's hard. It's tough, but it reminded me of Outlast. And I'm not playing a horror game. I'm playing a nostalgic game that I grew up with and I want to enjoy. And I'm just watching someone get beat down by a robot every 2 seconds. So I didn't think that it was a contender. I knew it was going to be on there because it's Nintendo's biggest hit of the year. But I don't think that it's up to the task of the other candidates, in my opinion. What do you think is going to pull away with the big
So, to be honest, It Takes Two is the only one that I've played.
Okay.
But, like, my heart wants to say that Psychonauts 2 takes this. It's going to be...
Right?
It's going to be hard-pressed, I think, for it because it's just a platformer. It's not necessarily unique. It's still a 3D platformer, but the writing, just like overall, it's just a phenomenal game. Even though I haven't played one lick of it, I just know that it's good. Just because Double Fine does great. But yeah,
same boat actually.
Huh?
Yeah. Same boat actually. I haven't played Psychonauts 2. I just know that with the amount of fans that are talking about it and the amount of videos that I've watched and enjoyed what I've watched of people showing me, I know that they did a good job and a lot of fans will be fighting for that game.
If you go that unique route though, I think Deathloop has a really good chance. Like the narrative was decent, but also like a time loop roguelike. Like this is the amount, like the game design behind that game is just so crazy, out of this world. So I cannot wait until that game comes to Game Pass because I actually do want to play it. But yeah, my vote is for Psychonauts 2, even though I haven't played it. But we'll see who takes home the GOTY.
I think I'll push back a little bit on Deathloop. I'm a big Bethesda fan, and Arcane does great work. But I think the one thing that is going to really hurt it is its multiplayer aspect that they added for some reason that they should have never done. I feel like having somebody come in and just ruin your entire run in a roguelike it's troll worthy.
Get good.
And I feel like it
Get
hurts
good,
the game.
kid.
Get good.
No, I hear that, but like the pushback on that as well is that you could just shut that off. You can shut that setting off. So, all right, I got you. Just admit I got you.
No, it takes two to get me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that was kind of all the news that we were going to be covering. We did have a blind quick attack scheduled, but we'll get that in next week. I'm not gonna tell you what it was.
Oh man.
All right. So, with that being said, let's go into our leaderboard section. Justin, why don't we just name our top three? And then we'll go and end the episode from there. Not really narrow it down. We'll just talk about it. So today we were going to do the top 5 multiplayer experiences. Now, what I meant by this was like just the most fun and just like the best experiences in multiplayer that you've ever had. So, what are your top 3?
I'm going to go with, I might steal a few of yours, unfortunately, because we did game a lot back in the day. Number 1 is Halo 2, LAN parties. Mm-hmm. Halo 2 to Halo 3, in the same room with your buddies, split screening, teamwork. Those were the days.
Yeah.
You know, it was fun. Then I've got Rock Band, when you have a full party. Multiple people, one playing drums, one singing, one bass, one guitar. That was up there for me. And then the next one, I'm going to shout out a system that was short-lived, but very unique, the Wii. And I'm going to go with Just Dance. I used to play Just Dance a lot, and to just dance with music, it was unique. It was weird, but it was fun, and it was enjoyable to play on beat with other people and get better scores. I'm a huge rhythm music guy, and Mike knows that, and that was something that was a workout for sure. Yeah. While you would play.
Yeah, definitely. So Rock Band was definitely on my list. Just man, such good times.
Yeah. Soch.
Huh?
Such good times.
Such good times. So for me, I really enjoyed. So I'm just gonna write these down. So you had Rock Band, 2 LAN parties, and then you also had Just Dance.
Just Dance.
Okay. So for me, so Super Smash Bros. Just was amazing. Just growing up. Do Super Smash Bros. Brawl specifically was one of the best experiences.
That was the Wii one.
Yeah,
right?
that was the Wii one. So just playing it over at a friend's house with a bunch of people, just did it all the time. It was the best.
Rock Band.
Yeah, just Rock Band, just Rock Band, so good. You know what? I spent years playing it, so I just I gotta put it up there. Apex Legends, you know.
Back in when it first came out, and you told me about it, and I was like, all right, I'll download it, and we were the OG squad, and then we got Jelly, and we were the OG squad every day.
Yeah, dude. Every day we were playing it, man. Apex, like, it ruled, you know, almost 2 years of my life. And to be honest, it is still a fantastic multiplayer experience. I think it's a little hard to get into now, but you know, certainly something that you can grind and learn and become a legend. See what I did there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think I'm just gonna go with a simple Mario Kart, man. Like Mario Kart was, I mean, any racing game in general, but Mario Kart definitely was the party pleaser. You know, the one that you brought to the table for.
Do you have a specific
experience. One? Huh?
Do you have a specific one? I put 64 on my list as well.
So I think Mario Kart 8 is the definitive version, the Switch version.
Yeah.
I think it's the best kart racer of all time. So
Agreed.
I would say that. But the one that I grew up playing the most was either Super
Double
Nintendo
Dash.
or 64, even though I think Double Dash was definitely better than both of them. So
Double Dash is highly underrated. It was a fantastic, unique experience of having two weapons at all times and being able to play with a partner while racing. That was unique, and it did a great job on the game. I believe it was GameCube, right?
Yeah, GameCube.
Double Dash, and underrated, for sure. But yeah, no, 64 was mine. Out of all of them, I grew up with Super Nintendo original Super Mario Kart, but when 64 came out, that's when I really had the multiplayer aspect of it and had multiple people playing on a 64.
For sure, man. For sure.
Who was your go-to racer?
Oh, Toad. Or, I mean, either Toad or I would use Princess Peach a lot, and then Mario sometimes too. So
I was a Toad all the way since the original one. And, yeah.
I always love my boy Luigi too, man. Like, I mean, Mario Kart, I just played whatever. But there's a rumor that Toad was always the fastest, but I mean, it's just a rumor.
Well, the Koopa Turtle.
So
The Koopa Turtle and Toad were almost equal in the original, and there is a difference. There is. Against characters and how much. It's true. There are little differences. Like DK and Bowser can bump guys further, and yeah.
It's fast.
There's things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is what it is. All right. So, yeah, we had Rock Band, Halo 2, Just Dance, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Apex Legends, and Mario Kart. And so like, for me, like the big game was actually Halo 3 for me, but like Halo just like overall was even like I'm going to lump in Halo Infinite here. Like just Halo in general has overall been one of the best multiplayer experiences for me specifically. So yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, Halo as a whole, from Combat Evolved all the way to Infinite, has been a part of our lives, and the multiplayer scene, it has always been there. So
for sure. Well, Justin, got anything else to part us with here?
No. Thank you all for listening. If you're still here, let us know. Give us a review. Tell us what your favorite game experience, multiplayer experiences are, or tell us what you think about Santa Claus being added to Battlefield. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to get your review, whether good or bad. Just let us know. It's one click away on any podcast of choice. So let us know.
Yes, please do so. We'd love if you would leave us a review. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 100 subscriptions. We promise we're going to get a debate to you next week. And then the following week will be the Mighties. And then also just letting you know, just a heads up, we are taking a 2-week hiatus from podcasting all across the board because of the holidays and stuff. So after that, we would see you in the new year. And got some good things cooking for the new year. So definitely keep an eye out on our socials at the 90s First on everything. We'd love to have you give us a follow there. And as always, thank you guys so much for listening. This has been Test Your Might 57. My name is Mike. That is Justin. We're out.
Bye.